Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I wanted to talk about free will. This is a very important topic, and there has been a lot of debate and since centuries and centuries about this topic called free will in the circles of philosophers, in the circles of neuroscientists, in spiritual traditions, and in thinkers in general. Uh, and you will eventually find yourself in a situation where you are contemplating on free will. It is important to also understand that there is something called willpower, that is your uh, ability to and your capability to convert your thoughts and your ideas into actions. Willpower is closely related to action, and free will probably is most closely related to the generation of thought. Now, in my opinion, and everybody has an opinion about free will, but let us understand this and let us get close to the truth and see whether we have free will or not. Now, there is certainly a choice to be unconscious and to be conscious of your own thought. This needs to be understood very carefully because you probably are not able to choose what you are going to think next, but you are able to be conscious of what you are going to uh, think next. So now, when you are conscious of it, and when you cultivate consciousness, when you cultivate the ability to grasp everything that is happening in this experience, then you are able to also then exert something called intelligent will. Now, intelligent will is closely related to willpower, and when you are established in your capital S self, and when you are established in consciousness, when you are aware, then you are able to convert the thought into an action. And this can be done with willpower. If you don't have willpower enough, or if you are not passionate about something, you probably won't pursue it. And there are also laws, there are also patterns on how you can develop willpower and how you can cultivate willpower. And happens when you are disciplined. When you are disciplined, you are able to understand the dynamics, the mechanics of your body. You are able to understand how your mind works. You are able to understand what your mind needs in the morning, what your mind needs in the evening. You are able to understand its patterns. This happens with a disciplined conditioning of consciousness. Obviously, you have very less choice in choosing the contents of experience. That is, you may be having an experience that is supposed to be good, but you are not feeling the the happiness that you are supposed to feel. You can be in front of a majestic waterfall and see that it's not really that majestic. Your heart is not convinced by it, or there is just something off there. You are probably not able to uh, will your heart to feel the majestic waterfall. But there is a way that you can make everything feel majestic over time. Now, in order to feel, you feel a sense of willpower, you need to be able to see yourself in a broader perspective. You need to be able to see yourself as a personality and as an identity, and as something that is mechanical and something that grows over time. Just like how a seed grows into a tree, your beliefs and your thoughts and your ideas have the possibility of growing into trees. Now, You can choose these seeds, you can choose these beliefs, you can certainly choose what you believe, and you can certainly choose your actions. There are a lot of philosophers, and especially who are very highly regarded, who say that there is no free will. And when you accept this belief that there is no free will, you will act accordingly. You will. There's a complete freedom in accepting that there is no free will, and there's also a sharp distinction between accepting that there is no free will and choosing to not be responsible of your actions. Now, a person who believes that there is no free will not be responsible of his actions. This is a very sharp edge. This is something when you encounter it, you need to be very careful here when you are coming to conclusions. So, understand that whenever free will is talked about, you need to understand about intelligent will and about willpower. Willpower and intelligent will can be cultivated over time through discipline, through practice. You can choose to move your body and move your mind and put effort into things and into ideas. And this can happen only when you choose to believe that there is free will, that there is something called willpower. Obviously, a lot of things in your life, 90% of the things in your life are not uh, are probably determined, but the 10% is where you come in. That is where things actually matter. You have been given all these instruments, and it's up to you to choose whether you are able to choose them in a good way or in an evil way. There is certainly a complete freedom in saying that there is no free will, and it can eradicate your sense of I or the ego uh, completely. But you have to understand that even when you are at the turn of good and evil, you will choose evil and say that there is no free will. You will become more irresponsible. You will not be uh, holding yourself responsible for your evil actions, especially when this message is heard by someone who is young. They are very confused. Of course, it gives them a sense of freedom that they don't really have to choose anything and they can do whatever they want. And whatever happens regardless of what they choose. But at a certain point when you are grown up, you will be given free will. You will be given this opportunity to cultivate willpower. And the more willpower you cultivate, the more you will become disciplined and the more you will rise in consciousness. It is easy to believe that there is no there is no free will because obviously you can see that whatever you choose next, you cannot choose the thoughts that you have next. You cannot really choose your parents, you cannot choose your face, you cannot choose how you age. But there is willpower of understanding the laws of the universe. When you understand the laws of the universe, you will act accordingly. You will start to make things happen to you. So obviously you cannot choose what you think next, but you can choose to think a certain way. You can choose to be pessimistic. You can choose to be optimistic. And you can choose how your brain can be molded. This can be only understood when you understand the laws of karma, the karmic laws, the laws of impressions that your mind holds. What is done unto you will be done unto others. This law needs to be understood, and Not just these laws, there are a lot of laws that you are able to understand when you are stabilized in intelligent will. You are able to then see how the mind works, and you are able to direct it in a direction. You are able to see how your body works, and you are able to direct it in that direction. You are able to see the fluctuations of your moods. You are able to see uh, that you think certain thoughts in the morning, you think certain thoughts in the evening. There are certain patterns of your mind. There are certain times in the day when you are more creative. There are certain times in the day when you are more aware, or you are more meditative, and you can utilize these patterns and these laws to your advantage to direct them towards your purpose and towards your desires. So people talk about free will, but they don't talk about willpower. They don't talk about intelligent will and cultivating this intelligent will, because they're so engrossed in the mind and they consider themselves as the mind. When you consider yourself as the thoughts that you have, then obviously, in that sense, you don't have free will. But when you consider yourself as above the thoughts that you have, you consider yourself as consciousness, as the one who is able to exercise his willpower, then you will be able to see the laws of the universe, to see the laws that govern this society, to see the laws that govern your relationships, to see that even other human beings are governed by the same laws, to see that they have the same patterns that your own mind has. And when you start to see that, you'll be able to utilize them to, you'll be able to help them attain peace and happiness. You'll be able to help them and help many others on the way. So there is absolute free will. There is certainly some things that you don't choose in life, but when it comes to willpower, you can choose to cultivate it. You can choose to concentrate, and you can choose to concentrate more, to develop concentration, to make your mind, uh, to mold your mind into concentration, and to practice this concentration, to practice your attention, to practice your willpower. This comes through discipline. And certainly, like the Stoics say, the things that are in your control are the only things that are worth worrying about. The other things that are not in your control are not worth worrying about. So, the thing that is closest to is being conscious, being able to consciously utilize your willpower, and that you have certainly you have free will to do that. So thank you for watching this video, and if you find yourself lacking free will, or if you find yourself in this phase when you are questioning free will, it is important that you don't do any evil actions. You will see that you are rationalizing your evil actions or your bad habits by saying that there is no free will. You have free will to drop that bad habit. You have free will to not do that bad action, and of course you are going to learn a lot through that bad action, and you are going to reap the benefits and of the good actions that you do, and you are going to reap the rewards of the bad actions that you do. And then you are eventually going to understand this. Even if you do the bad actions, eventually you are going to understand that bad actions will lead you towards rotten fruits. So thank you for watching this video, and understand the mind and be conscious.